An agency cannot truly practice anti oppressive social work if its daily operations and administrative software still rely on compliance heavy bureaucratic frameworks. For too long, social service leaders have been forced to choose between ethical, liberating values and rigid realities of legacy data management. It is a structural contradiction that is actively burning out our workforce. Today's presentation is the direct answer to that problem, a practical step by step blueprint showing you exactly how to align your daily operations, management styles, and digital tech stack with true equity. Let's get into it. When we talk about anti oppressive social work practice, we're looking at a complete top to bottom framework for agency change. It's easy to get stuck in the philosophy of social justice, but today is all about the practical how to. We're going to look at how agency directors, clinical supervisors, and HR professionals can align day to day operations with equitable case management workflows. If you want to successfully scale anti oppressive models in nonprofits, your mission statement and your administrative processes have to speak the same language. First, let's take a look at the hard data. Recent studies show that 56% of social workers and case managers are actively experiencing severe compassion fatigue and operational burnout. This isn't a personal failure of our staff, it's a symptom of rigid legacy compliance models. Traditional structures often act as points of control over vulnerable communities rather than safe spaces of healing. Deconstructing systemic bias in social services is the only real way to protect our workforce and ensure our clients don't drop out of care due to institutional friction. So, how do we actually begin? Well, step one is conducting a rigorous systemic audit of your agency's current power dynamics. You need to map out where your authority is concentrated. Are decisions strictly top down, or do frontline workers and community organizers have a seat at the table? Next, look at your paperwork. Audit your intake forms and case files for pathologizing deficit based language. Finally, take a hard look at your IT systems to see if your current data infrastructure is keeping critical information locked in silos away from people you serve. Once the audit is complete, we focus on decolonizing social work management. This means deliberately moving away from rigid hierarchies and embracing collaborative governance models. As administrators, we need to practice trauma informed agency leadership. This means creating a supportive, anti racist social service administration that looks out for the well being of minoritized staff members. When your team feels safe and supported by the organization, that equity naturally flows downward into your clients' interactions. For our clinical supervisors and managers, this shift happens in the supervision room. Culturally responsive clinical supervision requires active reflexivity. We have to openly acknowledge our own institutional biases and privileges. Our job is to create a sense of deep psychological safety so clinicians can unpack complex, heavy dynamics without fear of professional penalty. When we share clinical authority and value diverse practice wisdom, we build a much stronger, more resilient team. Let's talk about technology and user experience. The client intake process is your first point of contact, and traditional paperwork can feel deeply invasive. To fix this, you should design an autonomy first onboarding process using an all in one social work practice management software. Transitioning to automated intake and secure messaging for social work gives individuals the power to share their personal histories securely, digitally, and entirely at their own pace before they ever step into your office. I want to share a quick story about an executive director named Paul. His clinical team was drowning in administrative tasks, spending roughly 70% of their week writing long, deficit-heavy narrative notes. Paul realized that this compliance burden was actively harming his team, so he switched his agency to ethical documentation practices in social work. They started utilizing a client progress and goal tracking tool where notes are co authored alongside the client. The result? Case trust shot up, and his staff retention stabilized because paperwork finally felt meaningful again. This comparison chart maps out exactly what we are changing. We are actively moving away from closed, hierarchical decision making and embracing democratic shared circles. We are shifting the client from a passive recipient of services to an active co lead in their care plan. Most importantly, we are leaving behind fragmented data silos and adopting a centralized nonprofit case management platform that honors transparency and easy accessibility. Your digital stack is an essential piece of your equity framework to protect highly vulnerable communities like domestic violence survivors or undocumented families. You must maintain secure HIPAA compliant client data storage. Security is a baseline ethical standard. Furthermore, your social service billing and timekeeping software shouldn't cause an administrative migraine for your team. Streamlining these back-end logistic elements directly helps with reducing staff burnout through efficient agency software. The business case for this transition is incredibly clear when you look at staff retention metrics. Agencies that remain tied to high burden legacy platforms see an average employee retention rate of just 42%. However, organizations that commit to an anti oppressive model and lower the administrative tax on their workers see retention jump to 88%. Investing in a modern, streamlined system pays for itself by drastically cutting down on recruitment and onboarding costs caused by constant turnover. Here is your implementation roadmap over the next 6 months. In month one, focus entirely on your audit, identifying power imbalances and form biases. By month three, you want to adopt your all in one social work practice management software to alleviate immediate paperwork friction. By month six, roll out your training and culturally responsive clinical supervision. From there, it's an ongoing process of listening, adapting, and iterating on your workflows. The final step in our roadmap is leveraging your data for systemic change. Traditional funding metrics focus heavily on basic output counts, like the number of bodies through the door. By utilizing a platform that offers integrated reporting and outcome tracking for agencies, you can measure real client defined success and long term milestones. This comprehensive data is exactly what you need to prove your model's real world impact to board members and grant funders. To quickly recap our main points today, first, audit your internal power structures and data platforms. Second, adopt trauma informed agency leadership to support your team. Third, transition to collaborative, ethical documentation practices. Fourth, alleviate administrative burnout by replacing fragmented software. And finally, champion client self determination through accessible, digital first intake portals. If you're ready to put these steps into action at your own agency, then check out Case Management Hub. It's an all in one software designed specifically around real social service workflows, making it incredibly easy to manage intakes, secure messaging, documentation, and reporting all in one place. Click the link in the description to sign up for a free 21-day trial to see how it can help your team. There's no credit card required, and you get full operational access from day one. Once you click the link, you'll be brought to this page. Just enter your first name, last name, and email, as well as your organization name, and select your practice area. We also recommend that you enter a phone number. Once you're done, you'll be brought to the main dashboard, which allows you to perform quick actions among many other things. Let's take a look at how you can easily create a SOAP note in Case Management Hub. Step 1, we're going to navigate to the Notes module from the sidebar. And then we're going to click Add Note. Step 2, from the Note Type dropdown, select SOAP Note Template. Step 3, add your note details to the 4 sections of the SOAP note. Select the client and then click Save. Step 4, you can view, search, and filter all of your client notes, including the SOAP notes, in one place. Step 5, click the eye icon to view or edit the details of the note. And don't forget to like this video, as it lets me know that you've received value from it. You can also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss great content like this one.